I'm excited to chat with you today. So Clemens is the co-founder and CEO of Providence startup, Finnest. It's an app and prepaid debit card system for families to help teach financial literacy to children. That's just kind of the short run of it, but we're going to chat a lot more. So you're here to chat with us and talk to us all about the startup of the company, kind of the background, and then to show us what it looks like. So I'm excited to do that.
Absolutely.
So again, thank you so much for joining us today. Let's talk a little bit about what Finnest is. I gave kind of the short rundown, but in your words, describe what it is, and then we'll hear a little bit about the background.
Yeah. So what we did with Finnest is we want to teach kids how to better manage their money and to learn managing money, become financially responsible. So we combined a real money banking application with a gamified and educational approach, letting kids actively take their decisions, choosing what they want to save up for with their money, for example, and helping parents educate their kids about money. Talking about money is super hard. Barely anyone does it. And we want to facilitate the conversation by actively triggering conversations through the application. So Finnest as a whole is it's an application for parents and kids that we paired with a prepaid debit card. So kids can actually save money, earn money, and go and responsibly spend money depending on certain parameters that parents set up.
Which I think the idea, the concept itself is super cool. And then when you put it into practice and when you see it come into practice, it seems like it's working. So let's talk a little bit about how you formulated this.
Mm-hmm.
You and your co-founder were chatting about things. Talk to us a little bit about how you formulated the idea and how it all started, how the concept came to be.
So we both met about 2.5 years ago when we both were doing a master's degree here at Brown University in Providence. And through many conversations, we realized how vastly different we were, both growing up handling our own money at a young age, and partially that was due to a cultural difference, simply where he grew up, where I grew up, managing our own allowance, for example. And through many conversations, we identified a problem that was obvious here in the market. And as we were trained as mechanical engineers both, we were looking for a solution for that, and that where Finnest stemmed from.
So let's talk about how this came to be. So you guys founded in August of 2016, and you kind of developed this concept, but you've gotten some help along the way, it's my understanding. So you've worked with a couple different, because you are a startup, you've kind of gotten help throughout the building process and kind of through the conceptualization process, working with some different institutions. So talk to me a little bit about that and how you've helped to build the company.
Yeah. So when we started, obviously, it was just an idea. It was August 2016 when we started. We did a lot of market research, and then we joined the social enterprise Greenhouse Accelerator here in Providence. They really lifted us off, exposed us to the public, helped us developing our business concept for Finnest. And then once we graduated, we were along the way, we participated in different competitions such as the MIT FinTech Hackathon, and then all the way until last June when we joined the Mass Challenge Accelerator in Boston. It's a large startup accelerator program, 4-month long. And along the way, we soon realized, obviously, it's not only going to be us two who are able to pull this off. So we formed a team. We're now 5 people, 2 software engineers and a designer who is really helping us going through the process of designing the whole application, testing it with her own daughters constantly, and getting the feedback from real users. And then along the way. That's where we are now, essentially, is with the team, with our advisory board. We're now working with a financial institution on our back end to actually provide the whole banking service. As we're not a certified bank ourselves, we use an issuing bank to offer FDIC-insured bank accounts to our parents and kids, and to make the whole platform as secure as possible and no different than any other banking app, essentially.
I think the whole concept is extremely cool. I think it's extremely fascinating. It's going right along with the times. And so you will eventually be launching the app soon. It's been kind of in quote-unquote beta testing. So you have your phone with us today. Will you show us a little bit about how it works?
Sure, yeah.
Okay.
So I can show a couple screens of the app.
Okay.
So it's a two-sided mobile application for parents and for kids. So both can actively manage the money and control. So we focus on the parent side for oversight and control, and on the kid side, really enabling active money management, moving around between their goals. So if I log in as a kid, I can see immediately all my transactions. I have perfect overview of where did I actually spend my money. I can go then into the Nest, what we call, it's really similar to a Nest egg. And you can go in there and create savings goals. I think saving is so much easier if you have a goal in mind. So we allow kids to take a picture of something they really want, name it, and set up a goal.
Which is so smart, because kids are on their phone all the time.
Exactly, yes.
They're taking pictures all the time. I mean, that's just smart.
Absolutely, yeah. And so the app will then constantly remind our users to move money from their card to their savings nest, where it's actually secured and they can't immediately go and spend it again. And so once they reach their goal, there's some animations and some fun within it, and then they get motivated by certain in-app rewards, and I don't know if you can see that right now, in-app rewards that parents can set up, such as, for example, paying interest on a kid's savings goal. So we realized, what is the incentive of saving today? And when I grew up, when my whole rest of the team grew up, we had passbook savings and we earned interest by a bank. Today, there is no interest anymore. So we said, why not have parents pay their kids interest, an exaggerated amount, so kids can feel the concept of compounding interest over time and be further motivated to achieve their goals. Furthermore, kids can request money from their parents. So a common scenario that we have seen so far is, I don't have money for the bus home or for lunch at school. So I text my parents, say, hey, I need a couple dollars, and instantly parents can send it through the application on their card, and kids have it actually then on their card readily available. And the same for kids paying their parents or receiving money for chores, for example, or just simply getting their weekly allowance automatically transferred to their account. So parents don't even have to think about allowance anymore. It's just automatically being done. And then we build in a couple security features to make sure that money cannot be spent where it's not supposed to be spent, or just certain amounts. So parents can actually set up how much money is can be spent on a weekly basis or a monthly basis, and also exactly where the card works. And that's where technology comes into the game, where we have capabilities to actually control exactly in what kind of store the card works and what's the maximum. And if there is the moment where the card gets declined, then it's an uncomfortable moment for the kids and a good learning scenario out of that.
That is a good learning experience, and I think that sets up a good opportunity. The whole concept of this is for parents to teach children about savings, about financial literacy, to be honest, and learn how to start spending, how to start saving. So that's kind of the goal behind it. And also because a lot of times, you give your kid $5 for allowance, or you give your kid whatever it is. And so really to have that conversation and move things forward on the type of currency that we're using today, because a lot of it is all digital. Is there really like an age limit or an age that you would suggest for people to start using this?
Yeah, so it really depends. There is no age limit, first of all. It really depends on the parents who are the decision makers. Are my kids ready for our product? And we see usually when kids start to think about spending money, earning money, they can do basic mathematical equations, then they're essentially ready for the product. And we usually recommend starting, for example, with an allowance. And so our youngest users today are 8 years old, and they get their weekly allowance on their card directly. They mainly use it as a savings tool, achieving their goals that they have. And that ranges from a simple toy all the way up to, I want to save up for college, for example.
So you've put things into testing. What did you learn from testing that you've done that did this about 10 months ago? What did you learn, and were you surprised by what you found?
Yeah, so we launched our pilot product about 10 months ago with a limited amount of cardholders. And what we could really see is how our users started to save more money over time. And that was interesting. So we had two different groups. One of them we reminded about saving. We triggered notifications if they want to move money to their savings goals, and the others not. And what we saw is that the kids that got reminded, in average, save much more money than the others. So we're actively making money a trigger, a conversation of the day several times a week. And that's what we hear from parents as qualitative feedback is, Finnest really helps me talk about money within a family. It makes a dinner conversation, a car talk, or simply a conversation of the household when it comes to chores or buying things.
I think it's such a great concept, really neat, and you're Providence-based, so even better. Congratulations to you.
Providence-based, yeah.
That's awesome.
Thank you very much. Yeah.
Congratulations. So you expect to launch sometime soon, correct?
Yeah, we're expecting to launch in the first quarter of 2018. Currently, we're allowing parents to sign up on our website or through the first mobile application that we have in the iOS App Store. You can sign up, get on our wait list, and those are the parents who will have access to Finnest the very first.
Okay. And what are you looking at? Is this like a subscription type product? Are you looking to open it up to many users, or are you still working on figuring that out?
Yeah, so the app itself is for free, but then upon signing up, the card itself and the service has a subscription fee of $36 per year, which we charge, and that's you really have to look at it as an educational tool for your kids.
Cool. Well, congratulations once again on getting this up and running. So I know you've been working hard at it, and exciting and great product, I think, for kids as well. So expect to hear more from you soon. We'll keep in touch.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, thank you so much. All right, everyone, we're going to get set up here for our next guest on Go Local Live. Stay with us.